couple of seconds. Oh, wait. Are we on?
You're on.
Oh, we're on? Are we on?
Yes.
Hello! Hello.
Hi. Okay,
Don't
my
do it.
name is Cindy Munoz, also known as the High Priestess, 710.
Hi, my name is Michael Gramling, and I am the Bard Creative.
And welcome to Cleric Talks.
Yes, welcome. It's another week. It's another exciting day.
Yes, it is.
I have a lot of things in front of me that I need to put down. So, morning announcements, like we do all the time. PAX West is coming up this weekend, August 30th to September 2nd. Mm-hmm. It's a whole weekend affair of fun and amazing things. It's prime time at PAX, so they're going to have some pretty amazing presentations and reveals. Beyond that, Kickstarters, update for Collateral Damage. We're at 8 days. We're at 8 days. We're at like 80%.
What was the question?
What percent? Well, Collateral Damage.
For a second.
Thank you. Collateral Damage is still up. Check it out if you haven't already checked it out. Kickstarter is almost 100% funded. We will be playing it at PAX, so hopefully people will get to experience that and do the things.
Yes.
Other than that, Adventurers and Adversaries has a couple of days left. Norse Foundry, fantastic miniatures, things of that nature. Check them out as well. Dungeon Craft is done. It's been funded. It's happening. I think it's coming out in January.
Congratulations.
It not only got funded, it kicked butt.
It got super funded. It was at like 288%. Last time I checked, it was overfunded, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Really excited.
65% of the 8 days remaining.
65% for Collateral Damage. We've got a little bit of time to go.
Please help, because it's a great game and we want to get it out there to people.
It is pretty good.
It is amazing. Lastly,
C4 Labs. They got 20 days left for the Lexicon. It is the Players Explorers Pack. It's an all-you-need kind of travel case for your RPG needs.
Yeah, if this goes through, so many doors are going to open for so many new other cool things that they can do if you guys just help support some of these smaller companies with their Kickstarters and allow them to do some amazing things. And so we're hoping that we see everybody just as successful.
Yes. So check them out as well. Beyond that, let's get into the more bulk of the show.
Yes.
Today we're talking about Cindy. Cindy did a thing yesterday.
The
other day?
What?
Sunday.
I don't do things.
Cindy did a thing on Sunday.
No, I didn't.
You did do a thing.
I didn't.
You without me too.
No,
I wasn't even there.
No, I know. We tried to get you there.
But
you were just too good for us. So
that's not the case. I had very important business to attend to with the people I live with.
Yeah,
I guess
that's important.
So what did you do on Sunday?
I DM'd my first little module game.
You DM'd your first,
and from start to finish too.
Yes.
Or at least the ending point of the first module, because there's still a second part of it. But excuse me, I did complete the first part of it.
So I have a barrage of questions to ask you about. So you've been playing primarily, and now all of a sudden you're all like, "Ooh, my name's Cindy and I can DM stuff." Now, what's inspired you to take on the task of DMing?
What inspired me?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah? Everybody
inspired me. I was just saying a couple weeks ago that I felt for little babies, and I think it was you that I was having this conversation. Was it you or Josh? I can't remember.
One of us.
I said I feel the way a little baby feels. I feel that they sit down and they watch these big kids running around and having fun on the playground, and they know that they're capable of doing it. You just can't get their darn little legs to go. Well, me, I just couldn't get my darn little brain to really figure out and that stupid thing called confidence, my self-esteem to really be like, yeah, I'm confident enough to do this and get in front of people and lead them into their adventure, and and I kind of watched everybody, and I really want to do it. These stories that come out, and I did some NPCing, which I was like, God, if this is anything like DMing, this is awesome. Like, and like, at least when you NPC, it's only one character that you're playing.
Yeah.
But as a DM, you get to take on, like, depending on the module, like 2 to like 10 different characters.
And it's not even, sometimes you have to like be an NPC that is a tree or a door.
Yeah.
NPC weird stuff as a DM.
And sometimes you don't see it even in the book. You just got to figure it out because the players take you in that weird event. And you're like, how do I? All right. Okay, I think I know how to get them out of here. So, and that was a challenge. I did have, the only criticism from the cleric was that he said that I had trouble leading the adventurers into the adventure and not just dropping them in, which I could see. I mean, it was my first time. I read it. I didn't really I didn't know how to like get them to kind of like come together like naturally and
like make them begin.
Yeah, in Waterdeep and all this stuff.
In classic D&D modules, it's kind of you can kind of cheese it where you just kind of have them start and tell them their objective. At least that's something that I've picked up from DMing over several cons. But that's a very hard, like, getting the players motivated and started on their adventure can be one of the most daunting and like the most difficult part.
Yeah, I've now realized, like, the DMs that are like, tell me, here's the setting, what would bring your adventurer here? You know what I mean? Like, I can appreciate that because I didn't really do that. I kind of was like, well, you guys heard about this and this is why you're here. And this is who you need to go talk to, and you see her, and you guys, who wants to say something to her first? You know what I mean? Yeah. That's pretty much what I did. And now I realize, like, I needed to set it up a little bit better for them to kind of make it a little bit more natural and make them feel comfortable with just the characters that they were going to have to be engaging with no matter what, and multiple different times.
One thing that you'll encounter is I usually start adventures asking players, like, what is your character's motivation to do anything? And you'll run into characters that have no motivation to do anything. Like, they're like, oh, I'm just here. And I'm like, I don't know how to entice you to speak to important NPC A. So
yeah, no.
All right. Well, can you tell me what module did you run?
I got to have a sneak peek of one of the. I only played one part of a 2-part of the game of what's going to be ran at the official D&D.
Poppycock. You mean to tell me that you ran the Acquisitions Incorporated special adventure from PAX West without me?
We attempted to contact you, Michael Gramling, quite a few times, and you had always told us that you were busy. So
lies.
That is not a lie.
Lies.
I have the text message.
All lies.
I have documentation.
What did you do to prepare for DMing?
Absolutely nothing. I read it and I thought in my brain, how am I gonna? Oh, that's how I'll do it. Yeah, that's a good idea. No, that's good. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go.
That's how you went about it?
That's how I went about it. And then I got to Ben's house and Ben Obi. And they got me a couple little tidbits from their house to help me prepare some of the minis that we use. Ben pulled out the DM screen for me, which made me feel very special.
It's very empowering when you have the DM screen in front of you.
Yeah. I'm still drunken off of the power that I felt that day.
Tell me more about
minis, says Fritz.
When you so you just kind of read it and then went for it?
Yeah, I mean it's If I would have known that this was the module that was gonna be like played, I would have probably signed up for DM positions for the event.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I mean, it's only a couple pages, so they keep it short and sweet. So a lot of it tells you at the beginning of it that it's a lot on the DM, a lot on the DM to kind of like shape the story and get the characters going and like really and making sure that the timing is on and all that kind of stuff. And I think for something to give me that much freedom and give me like here's the story, make it work, I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yes.
How did the adventure go?
I don't know if I want to give too much away.
Don't tell me what happened in the adventure, but tell me about like.
Okay, so Zeke was at the table, so
Okay.
I had a child.
Yes.
Who wanted to be difficult, so I had that challenge there.
Good.
I swear, it's like he knew he needed to do that.
What kind of? I mean, what did he do that challenged you?
It's just silly shit.
Just shenanigans.
Just complete shenanigans.
Just standard.
What did he
Talk to
do?
this guy. I'm gonna go walk out in the woods.
Yeah. He's like, I get scared and I run out into the woods,
I
and
start
we're like,
screaming, and we're like, dude, you're what?
first he's like, I break into the door. I'm like, okay, you just break into the door, huh? And he's like, yeah. And I make him roll an insight, and he failed it. So he doesn't see the name plaque on the door of the person that he's just running into their office.
Yeah.
And then I make Josh, because Josh is like, I'm right behind him. And I make him roll an insight. He gets it. I'm like, you catch the name as you're running into the door, and you know that this is this person. And so like and it's like this female, like she's like kind of like she's a tough lady, you know what I mean?
She's a tough lady, yeah.
And she says something to Zeke's character, and Zeke's character says that he just runs out of there screaming.
You mean he stomps through the door and then runs away?
Yes!
Okay.
So there's my first challenge as a DM. Like, really? That's what you're gonna give me, huh, kiddo? So that's what I got. But yeah, I had Zeke, I had Ben and Amy, who were awesome, and then I had Josh, who he's the challenge of the person who likes to be on his phone at the table.
How did you deal with that?
I said, am I boring you that much? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm going to use that with everybody.
That's a pretty clever line.
Am I boring you that much? Do I need to step it up?
Do I need to drink? Do I need to have another energy drink? Do I need more Red Bull?
You know? So, I was nice. I wasn't angry, but it was very
direct.
It was very direct, and it was very between us. The whole table didn't have to be aware of what was going on. I'm a very mother when it comes to things, and
knew.
Everybody knew. I mean, it's obvious. He's sitting there, and then all of a sudden he's not, and he's saying, I'm sorry in front of everybody. Of course, everybody knew, but I approach everything in life like I would as a mom. Why would I not approach DMing as a mother?
That's a good question.
You know?
When you decided that you were DMing that day, well, what was the scariest part to you?
That Josh was like, it's gonna just be us, and it's just gonna be me and Zeke, and we'll put in a fake character, and then all of a sudden he's like, I just put in chat that you're doing your first DM, and now everybody wants to play, and I'm like, what? So like the pressure.
This is the pressure.
It was the pressure. It was the pressure of everything, and I was like, oh my god, like why would you do that?
When you
This is like a whole episode of confessional right now.
When you started DMing, what was there like what ended up being the hardest part? Like did the pressure go away when you started playing? Or...
Yes. Okay. So I felt the same way I felt when I was a kid. So I was a singer as a kid. That was my thing. I love singing. Singing was my everything. I thought I was going to be an opera singer when I grew up. I loved it.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of solos. I did a lot of solo parts, all kinds of things, songs, competitions. And it was always that initial getting on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you're standing there and everyone's staring at you. And you're like, all right, dude, I got to take them on a ride right now. And like, it's no different. Like, granted, the singing only lasts for like 2-3 minutes. Whereas like DMing is like a whole hour. But then this whole hour feels like just that same 3 minutes of the singing. You know what I mean? It equals out really because you're now, everyone at the table is part of what's going on. So it's, you can kind of like ease off a little bit of the anxiety. But that same like feel of like sweating and like, oh my gosh, am I going to screw this up? You know, like it really does hit you at the beginning. And it kind of I felt like it kind of set the pace a little bit for a second for myself. And then I had to like get out of that headspace. Like, oh shit, I just dropped him in here. I don't know how to do it. And I also wasn't feeling that great. Mm-hmm. I still, if you notice the way I'm moving is very limited.
Oh yeah. Cause what? Did
so
you just
Caddy Bree was walking in front of me and I didn't see her on my way out 2 bends. And as I'm going to Benanimis to go DM, I step on the cat, and the cat screams, I scream, and then my neck just whips. What happened?
We all scream for ice cream.
Yeah, well, this is not we all scream for ice cream moment. It was very disappointing.
You trying to get all twisted metal over there?
Oh, dude. I was really sad. And so I was not in the best of moods, but I kind of, what's the ibuprofen and everything that I took.
Yeah, drugs.
Once
you just take a bunch of drugs, everything's fine.
Legal, safe, good for,
vitamins.
It was stuff, but it wasn't anything bad. And I got rid of some of the pain. Okay. And then Amy later on helped relieve some of it. She was really nice and she helped rub that knot out, but it was still pretty bad.
Okay.
But with that being said, that was it was being in pain, which if that wasn't there, I still would have been just as nervous.
When so Zeke was a little bit of a challenge. Josh was a little bit of a challenge. Were there any other? Was there anything that was like really hard? Anything else like?
It was trying to remember things. Like I read the module. Mm-hmm. I knew what was going on, but there were still parts like I have really bad. Like I'm not good at remembering names and like locations and names of places and stuff like that. So I have a really tough time doing that. So trying to remember where people were or like certain characters' names and all that kind of stuff, that I found was a little bit of a challenge.
Okay.
That was a little difficult.
So after your first time kind of DMing, are you going to DM some more?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you plan on doing for yourself in the future to kind of to have a better time DMing?
Take notes. I want to read the module beforehand and have like little notes on the sides to like remember things like a little bit better.
Names or this
names
and
and places, you know. Learning something that Josh made a lot of sense was like, you know, as a DM, each DM has their own preparations that they like to have. Like some like to have certain type of name plaques, other ones use little tablets, other ones just keep a notepad and a pen. Like everyone's got their own thing and their own set of dice that they take when they DM and ones that they use when they play. And he's like, you know, you got to learn your own space. And that's something I feel DMing to me is one of those challenges that it's always different, and it's something that you could be like, oh, I'm gonna do that different next time. Every time I could see that, no matter how old, no matter how long you do it, it's something that you're always like, oh, I'm gonna try that next time. You know, like that. There's always that moment, and I like that.
Speaking of that, what is something that you want to try next time?
Wait, what?
Go ahead and answer that.
Okay. Something I want to try next time, doing more voices.
Yeah?
Working on my voices more.
Did you not do any voices?
I did do a voice. I did do a couple voices, but two of them, Josh made fun of me because he's like, he expected me to have all these different voices, and he's like, "Why do they sound the same?" And I'm like, "You shut your mouth, because I don't know right now." And that I was nervous, you know what I mean? And he called me out on it, and I was like, "You bastard!" So, oh shit, Fritz just wrote a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Ben, you were gonna say?
I think for her, it was her very, very first time DMing, and she's not familiar with monster stat blocks and how they read and how they like work.
Yes.
So,
Learning my monsters.
well, just like I didn't even really think about that until like we handed you the monster manual and with like what was going on, and you're like, "What is this stuff?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, like there's monster abilities and stuff that she's never even seen."
That's
before.
very
no,
true.
I only know what they look like because of playing a druid in the past.
Yeah.
So like I know like I have to use that for certain things, but
like, there's ones that like regenerate at the beginning of each turn, and then they do this at the start.
yeah,
of each turn.
where I had to like roll it, and I didn't understand what these numbers were, and you guys had to explain it to me. So I mean, me running to DM right now is probably not gonna happen. Like to go like do an open AL game, like that's probably not gonna happen. I would rather continue to DM with the tight homies while as I get used to what I'm looking at and reading.
I think that you should not DM with us. And the only reason why I say that is
no.
because in my time DMing, I have found the most growth and the best feedback from groups of people that I've never met before.
I know, but I'm one of those people that's like, I don't want to ruin their experience.
I mean, my advice.
You have to?
You won't. My advice is that don't think about ruining the experience. Just sit down, play with these people, pay attention to what you're doing, what they're doing, and then all of that will, like, it for me at least, it has helped me become a better DM. Like I've sat and I've played and I've changed things, and
playing with my kid I think keeps things very honest. You know what I mean? Because like my kid's not gonna like, he's gonna challenge me like he does in real life. So like I could see him challenging me constantly. And then Josh, I could see him kind of letting off a little bit, you know?
The other thing you got to know is that because we're your friends, we're gonna overanalyze everything you do, give you too much information that you need, and then be like, well, when you did this, blah 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 blah. Like, I think you as a person do really well when you can kind of like meditate and reflect on what you've done rather than someone giving you a barrage of stuff. Because it's this like a new player when you give, okay, here's 17 classes and here's 8 books, and so we don't need any of that.
And like I'm seeing in the chat, like yeah, and with you, I totally agree. But then like I got to be mindful not to get certain type of people from the community in my table because they're also going to try to challenge me.
Okay, so you don't. I know exactly who not to put at your table.
Yeah.
But like some of these new people,
Yeah.
Like I think who you would love to play with would be Orion.
I was just thinking that.
Right?
Yeah.
She's fantastic. I think she'd be fun to play with. I mean, if you worry about getting a bad table, then you'll only, be doing yourself a disservice by not doing it. Because you have great tables. I mean, I have rough tables sometimes, but the majority are fantastic. Like the old ladies that I got at Emerald City one time, best table.
No, you did.
Yeah, dude, there was 3 of them. They had never played before. Never played. And it was them with their sons. And their sons were like, we play this all the time. And they had convinced their moms to sit down and play. And so, no character sheets, no nothing. I gave them a D20 and then like some D6s. And then I was like, okay, tell me who your character is. So they're like, what? I was like, do you cast spells? Do you have a sword? And so no character sheets, no nothing. I came up with this random adventure where they had to like identify these drug smugglers. And it was
That
one
sounds
lady.
like a lot of modules out there.
It was so good, dude. One lady was like, "Do I know how to cast invisibility?" I was like, "You tell me. Do you know how to cast invisibility?" She's like, "Yes, I cast invisibility." They're all like first level, and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, okay, you're cast invisibility." And they did this whole thing, and it was phenomenal and really fun. And it was from that experience that I took away that you always hear about rules. How rules are this or that, and they're just guidelines. Playing with these people who had never played before and we just sat and rolled some dice has taught me a better understanding of like the rule of cool, because that's the whole thing was rule of cool. And I
can
would never have
understand
experienced that if I only played with my homies. And so that's just me
well,
telling you.
no, I know. I don't plan on only the
Venture.
homies right now. I mean, I want to be set free by September.
Yeah.
I want to be a free bird by then.
I think the best rule of advice that I've ever learned is never say no. Like, always allow them to try something.
Oh, that's the rule of improv.
Yeah.
Number one rule of improv: never say no.
Did I say no a lot?
No, not at all. But like,
Well, that's why I asked.
Allowing the players to be like, "Hey, I want to try this," and just be like, well, "Okay," like you do that. Like I was just being a punk because my the character I was playing. I just was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like go into the eyes of my owl and watch over everything because I'm weird and like I'm getting high or whatever." I was playing my high elf wizard.
Yeah, he was playing Ziggy.
What?
I have a high elf wizard called Ziggy Marley and a one named Juana. Difference is she's had to play and I haven't, so he's still like level 4 and she's like 16.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Says you can certainly try.
Yeah. That's always a good
from
one.
Joe, The Descent into Avernus. Have you gotten to check that out a little bit? I haven't gotten to look into it at all.
I got to play in the Epic.
Yeah, you got to play in the Epic. I mean, I've read all the stuff, but like
That ultimately would inspired me to like be like, like it would have.
she was like, blah, blah, blah.
I was like, bitch, fucking learn a DM so you can get in on that shit. Like
I would love to be in your campaign for Avernus. Like,
Yeah. Honestly,
I would do that.
dude. I mean, after I played it, and I was like, I played it with Esperanza, and she like interacted with some of these people, and I'm like, oh man, what I would do on the other side of that DM screen, like what I would do if I was that DM, like, oh, I would totally in this area, in this section, I would make them do this. Like my brain started like really turning.
it's these moments like this that I love playing with other DMs because I see I've seen some of the most amazing skill from other DMs, and being able to sit and play at their table, like. Always do that. Always pay attention to everything that's going on because you
pick up because you always it's like every DM that you sit with, you either pick up something you learn that's good or something that you learn not to do, and you always add it to your own play no matter what. And that's why I think Dungeons and Dragons is a beautiful game, especially the Adventures League side of it. I think it's a beautiful thing because then you're able to really like branch out and like learn things, you know what I mean? Like you're always learning. It doesn't stop. It doesn't get boring, you know what I mean? It only gets boring, like you said, if you only play with the homies. But that's what I was saying. I want to play with just the homies because you guys are going to be critical enough to where when I do go to a table,
you can at least learn the technical skills.
Exactly. Well, like Ben said, like, oh shit, we realized that she's never seen a monster
that staff block.
You know what I mean? Like, and so it's those type of things that I feel that if I play a couple more times with just us, that I might feel a little bit more comfortable with then just going into a situation where if people criticize me, I won't feel stupid. Like, oh my God, how did I not know that? That was so dumb. You know what I mean? Like it's more of like, hey, you know, maybe next time I'm going to try this because that made it a little difficult for me or to understand or whatever it may be. That's the kind of criticism, like in that type of, then I would want like, you know, like you like the whole time screwed up every fucking monster that you like threw at us. And there's people out there that are like that.
There are a couple of there's a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But you remember?
No, I did not get to drive the vehicle. I was in the back of the vehicle.
You were in the back.
I think we got thrown off or something like that, but I did not drive it. Esperanza does not have proficiency in driving anything.
Don't need
You're
none of that.
and driving ours because he had land vehicle proficiency.
Yeah, no. She's got nothing.
He's nothing.
Can we talk about this so I can crack one open? Or are we still talking about my DMing?
We're still talking about your DM. We're still talking about your DMing.
Okay, well we can talk.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Let's just take a quick breakaway. So
Let's take the light off me for a minute.
we went? There was an event.
Thank you so much.
There was an event at Two Beers Brewery not too long ago.
Yes.
They had.
So I already met with Alyssa, who's from Penny Arcade.
Yeah, she's the project manager.
She is the project manager and does a lot of the deciding there, and the go-to stuff there. And she's amazing. And I got to meet up with her again at the Two Beers event. And Two Beers created this, and Jerry Holkin, who is the main guy of Penny Arcade and one of our lovely characters on Acquisitions Incorporated, and they created a beer for Acquisitions Incorporated called the Signing Bonus. Yeah. It is pretty much like a hazy IPA is the best way to describe it.
Super hazy.
Very
hazy.
Very fluffy when you drink it. It's got like a
you have summoned the DT.
Two beers.
He's just like present.
One thing
I know how to bring out my peeps, dude.
One thing I will note is because I got to meet Alyssa, I got to meet Jerry. Jerry knew everything about the beer, and I didn't know he was a beer aficionado. I was like, oh,
yes,
that's really cool.
And meeting Jerry was very great. He was a really nice guy, and he made sure that we learned all kinds of cool stuff about this beer and some of the other ciders that they had. So I'm gonna.
Should we get a glass? So the one thing about it that I was really impressed by, like I love the color. It's got really good texture. Joe's a whiskey man.
I used to drink a lot of whiskey, but my taste has changed. I don't drink a lot of beer either, or ales or anything like that. But I am parched.
I'm parched.
I have no problem.
But yeah, so Acquisitions Incorporated did a little beer thing with Two Beers Brewery. We got to meet the owner. His name was
Dan.
Dan
Was a really nice guy.
Dan's really.
He is really excited about what he does.
Yeah.
I can fucking appreciate that. Yeah. Like seriously, like for someone that has that much heart and what they're doing.
Holy cow! It was.
Yes, they do want us to run epics there. And that's very exciting, and that's something that we will be hopefully getting into some more coming up, especially for the winter. It's a really dead time, and I think that would be a great time to get people into the breweries, and out of their houses. And I think a brewery is a great place. It's a nice. It's a nice setting to bring friends together and meet new people.
In the area we sat in, it was nice. It was quaint. It was homey.
He let us know that the setup was very well thought for being able to do things like this. And so I can't wait to help them put that into effect and get to see it really ran the way that they've been imagining it and stuff. So, because it's a beautiful location. It's really pretty there.
And they have good food.
Oh my God.
I will very much say.
Oh, let's not get me started on food.
I judged them. I didn't judge them on their beer. I judged them on their food, and their food was really good.
We got to try the chicken sandwich next time.
Yeah, we will.
With the whole hot chicken sandwich hype, that looked comparable.
Do you think?
Okay,
other side note. So we all know about the Popeyes and Chick-fil-A
we're gonna
challenge.
talk about it.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about it.
We did the challenge. We didn't record the challenge.
No. We should have. I'm sure Ben's mad at us right now that we didn't.
But you don't know about the I don't know what you So real quick, we'll let you guys decide who is
Put a 1 in chat. Or a 2,
a 1 for Chick-fil-A.
A 1 for Chick-fil-A.
A 2 for Popeyes.
For Popeyes.
If you've done the challenge at least, which one is better? And hopefully, if we remember at the end of the show,
We can just say that I put a 1.
Oh, I was gonna.
They got rid of Popeye's chicken wraps, and I'm really sad about that.
That
Okay,
sounds
so-
way better than what we.
So hands down, without a doubt, Chick-fil-A was 10,000 times better than Popeyes. Like I'm really intense about like where I go to get my chicken. I don't go anywhere to get chicken, like fast food chicken. No, I can't go anywhere for that except for Chick-fil-A. It's the only place I've ever been to where I'm like,
I
what?
wanted to like it. I wanted so badly to like the Popeyes because I love their popcorn shrimp. Oh my god, their popcorn shrimp is like
No,
hands down best popcorn shrimp. Yes, it is the best. Popeyes is my favorite. No, you're garbage, and I'm gonna throw you there with your
KFC.
bandana later.
can't do
KFC,
either.
no. Popeyes is way
Popeyes.
better. How could you even compare Popeyes to KFC?
It's how could you compare Popeyes to Chick-fil-A? Whoever did that is a maniac. Okay, it just wants to see the world burn.
Well, the food critic of some sort decided that was what they were gonna do. But
Oh, Joe! Before I get my custom acting job, you know I do some acting sometimes.
yeah, he does. He does.
It's a thing. All right, let's get away from chicken.
Ugh.
Let's get back to
Okay,
beer.
so so the we were talking about the food there.
Oh, we were talking about the food there. The chicken sandwich.
The chicken sandwich. They had these gnocchi
Fries.
like little. It was
That's
like
what they were
gnocchi, like deep fried gnocchis that you dipped in marinara,
They were tiny. They were sprinkled. They had basil, parmesan,
and some garlic.
They were delicious. Those were really
so
good.
good.
They had chicken tenders.
Their
fries. Chicken
peaches
tenders
and
were good.
cream churros.
Oh, I remember those were tasty. I thought, yeah. I couldn't stop.
The nachos,
They were okay.
they're okay.
They were just standard nachos.
Nachos are hard to come by. I don't know why, but I've noticed that like there's some places that are like banging on their nachos,
Yeah.
and there are places where I'm like, it's
okay.
it's
It's
whatever.
alright.
It's got a lot of salt.
But
But
yeah.
they had a lot of different beers there,
Yep.
and ales and ciders,
Mhm.
and it was all delicious. And we got to try something special
Yeah.
before the release.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
It was crimson something.
The crimson gold.
Crimson gold.
Crimson gold.
I wish.
It was the kind of cider that makes your mouth water.
I wish we could have Dan. I wish we could have him here to just talk about it because.
Oh my god, because he's so passionate about
It's
it.
10. We'll hit him up and see if he wants to come on the stream and talk
I would
about
love
two
that.
beers.
And he told us that he would love to work with us, so I would love to have him on here. That'd
Yeah,
be
you
great.
guys will be blown away. Dan's an amazing character,
Mm-hmm.
really knowledgeable, really smart, passion for the craft, and it really is shown in the beers that they put out. So they don't slack. It's
Definitely
it's
shout out to Sebastian and Douglas the Beerbarian.
Oh yeah, Beerbarian showed up. DT was there. That was cool to see.
And he came like looking the nines too. Like he was all done up.
Yeah.
DT looked good. You look good, DT.
Get out of here.
Just showed your photo for Joe.
What'd you say?
Oh.
Your
That's
pregnancy
love.
Oh
The
no!
bromance.
Now the question is that
The bro.
is it a boy or is it a girl?
It is a butt baby.
It's not a butt baby. Anyways, let's so you Jesus Christ. Let's get back to topic of you still DMing. Last we I don't remember what we were talking about last.
I think you should DM for DT.
You should DM
Don't
for
let him
DT.
track hit points. Tell him that concentration doesn't matter. Like I'm not
DT
better.
will be on my ass if I fucking DM for him. He'd be like,
Fucking
no,
fucking
no, no. That's all I would hear. No, no, no.
I got to play with DT once, and
Or there'd be no noise and just a smirk on his face, just waiting for the moment to strike like a cobra and get me.
that's pretty DT.
Yeah, one of the two. One of the two. It
two.
just depends on how angry I make him, or like how much he's ready to laugh at me.
I think he would enjoy playing with you. I think he would enjoy it.
I know. I still have to play at a table with him. Like, actually sit at a table and play. Attack Mikey, yes.
Get out of here, dude.
All day. All day.
So
I come at you so heavy.
No, stop.
Dude, so heavy.
We'll fight. And I will tackle you.
Fight on the table.
Listen.
With the maps.
Cindy, say something else, dude. Right now.
We will
I'm
fight.
gonna come at you, dude.
You
I'm
would.
gonna come at you, dude.
You would.
I
Right in front of everybody.
Everyone.
And recorded.
Cut the camera. So you said that like experiencing some of these modules and things as a player kind of inspired you to DM.
Yeah.
What are there a couple of modules that you've played that you want to run now that maybe pop in your head? You're like, wow, you know.
I not for AL purposes, but for homie purposes. Purposes. No, purposes. I've always had in my mind Curse of Strahd. That's one that I really want to run.
Money on Cindy.
I always win.
I get no respect. Sorry, Curse of Strahd.
Curse of Strahd. Now,
Strahd.
For AL purposes, I really, really want to play Season 9. I really want to DM Season 9.
Yeah.
After, I came in to the AL game during Chol, so that would be Season 7, correct? Yep. No, Season 6. Yes. Am I correct, guys?
Chol was 7.
Chol was 7.
Are you sure 7?
Yeah. Because that's Tomb of Annihilation and Asarak and the Death Curse. Mastika.
Season 6 was Tales of the Yawning Portal.
Yeah, which I played.
Were you in there?
Yeah, we played Yawning Portal after Chol. Guys.
Maybe you did, but...
In chronological order. It doesn't matter.
Anyways.
Turtles and dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Out of all the ones that I've played, I think the one that I've found the most entertaining was the Baldur's Gate. Like, I even got to do the open, like help out with the open and do Pip Yep. Mm-hmm. And that was fun. Like, I just like the whole idea of like ascending to hell, and like it's supposed to be serious because of your soul and all this stuff. But then at the same time, like, there's so much humor to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not meant to be taken so seriously. And, like, the minute that you, like, become so serious, like, it's done its job. Like, it sucked you in. You know what I mean? Like, I love that part of it. Like, but as long as you're serious and there's hope. You're not serious, there's hope that you're going to get out of there.
No spoilers, but you go through, like, you go through this, like, all these, like, you jump through all these hoops through hell, and then at the very end you perform a ritual to get out. And no spoilers, but I enjoy, like, just they kind of do a breakaway of you sitting at a table and like staring at dice and doing stuff, and you get to do a little activity to kind of get out. And I'm a huge fan of that. I like the breakaway from what you've been doing for like the past 6 hours. So
I agree. I think there's just a lot of fun behind what they're trying to build in this next season. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of criticisms that are coming with it because of what they're doing with characters and whether it's positive or negative for like the magic spells and all that kind of stuff and magic items, or not magic spells, but magic items. I think the story behind it is going to be really amazing. Yeah. I think so too. I'm really, really happy about it. And like I said, that's what's ultimately inspiring me to want to play. I want to be an over-the-top DM. You know what I mean?
I want to be over.
Like, I've been practicing this for 10 years, reading to my kid bedtime stories for the last 10 years. You guys have no idea how, like, the nighttime, like, bed rituals used to go. It was... Zeke would jump into bed, would scream for me to come up for bedtime stories, and I'd come up, and our biggest thing was Roll Dull, and there's a lot of characters in Roll Dull stories, so there was a lot of voices that I had to do. So, like, imagine now adding that aspect of something that's being taken away from me now. Okay, it's being taken away. My son does not want me reading him bedtime stories anymore because he's a big boy now. God damn it. And so now I can come and be your guys' fucking...
You can read us bedtime stories?
Yes.
Okay.
And you guys get to add input. You guys actually talk back, though, and, like, tell me, well, I want the story to go like this. And I'm like, okay, well,
I run into the forest. I break down the door, and I run out because I'm scared.
That's Zent.
That was Zeke, too.
Yeah, that's true. I know Joe wants to know. He says, I've been watching a campaign with a lot of metagaming. How do you guys handle excessive metagaming?
Ooh, so that I can answer. Can you?
You answer, and I'll see what... I don't think I have really too much of a feedback. I could probably have a feedback on, like, as a player at the table, but go on.
So in terms of metagaming, honestly... And so the metagaming that I ever run into is like knowledge of the monster. And that kind of... It doesn't really affect any games that I play. And here's why. Whether or not the player metagames, it does not affect my strategic abilities to outmatch the players. In certain regards, I can... In most regards, unless the players are adept at playing with each other, their strategic capabilities usually fumble because they won't sit and talk about, okay, here's our strategic plan. That's a huge advantage for the DM to kind of punish players who do metagame. So if there's a player that's trying to do something special, they usually don't communicate with the rest of the table. And in that case, I could punish that kind of behavior by just going straight at him. And it's not... in a certain regard, it's not... I don't think it's revered as a negative action to punish a player that's metagaming by like singling them out. It kind of gives that player a little bit of a challenge. It's also ultimately like the player should try and succeed, and so I'm supposed to lose, kinda. So I can still take out a character and just be like, all right, you know. But I don't know. Metagaming can be rough. However, in any metagame situation, generally the DM has the strategic advantage over all of it.
Yeah, I would say as a player, I would probably turn a lot to the DM to kind of be like, you're the one making the call here, dude. Like, are we gonna let this person get away with that, or and I don't know.
Even that can be metagaming though, because then you know what's gonna happen.
And then it's also...
What do you mean, like as a player or as the DM?
If you hear somebody metagaming and you turn him and it's like he's metagaming, you are also metagaming because then you know it's...
In those regards, if a player metagames, all I'll do is I'll reply it with better strategy. Like, if you're gonna metagame, totally fine. Well, now I'm gonna do everything within, because the monsters have have really strong abilities. As a DM, I can play an underhanded like encounter, and with strategy and cunning, I can defeat most players. So when players metagame, it's not a huge, like, it doesn't ruin it as much. If anything, it makes it more challenging for them. Unless they're like, you know, they know the whole adventure and they, you know, if they metagame where they've read the whole adventure, I don't know. That I don't know how to handle exactly.
I don't know.
The first time I played at your table, did you think I was metagaming?
No.
Josh thinks so.
I never played it before in
life. In certain regards, like, you'll run into... Oh, so Ben's a good example of this. So, Ben, you've been playing a lot. You know how to metagame.
Okay.
And it's with advanced players that you run into these situations where the players are really smart or cunning, or they do things that kind of break the module. at a certain point, you either you learn how to allow them to break the module, but still edit it so that you're still capable of like playing.
Okay.
So, I think that all made sense. With practice, metagaming, you learn how to make it still fun by doing various things. I love DM's choice also. White Plume Mountain, any thoughts on things like stepping in the riddle or having a two-edged sword to a vampire? How many magic cloaks can I have? I don't know, a cloak and a cape.
Thanks, Joe.
I mean, ultimately, like, D&D to me it's a game. You're supposed to have fun with it. If you're playing with players that don't make it fun, you don't have to play with those players.
There's metagaming, and then there's just like good player composition. Like we're doing playtests for a few modules, and there were 5 of us. We've never played before because obviously we're playtesting.
Yep.
But like we had good player composition and a good team, and it all worked out pretty well.
Good. I mean, it's really fun to see good player comp. And again, like as a DM, if you really practice the strategy and you really maximize the potential of the monsters you have, it can cause it can cause a real challenge to the players. A lot of advanced players I run into don't utilize terrain. They don't utilize things like going prone, taking dodge actions. One fun thing is the readied action as a DM. So this is how you can really kind of be rude as a DM. If a player is kiting your monster, right? You can move your monster as close as you can to that target, and it does nothing. Then on that player's turn, if they move past it, you can say, well, I have a ready action to attack anything within range, and you can attack them. Or, if they don't move within range, then you just tell them you took the dodge action, and they attack with disadvantage. That's another way to...
I mean, you would have to see them like start dodging before.
Well, if your player if your player doesn't really ask for it, then just saying.
That's underhanded.
It's underhanded DMing, but it's a tactic that you can utilize. It's like having extra magic cloaks on. So.
Well.
Let's see. It is almost 2:00. I would like some final thoughts of your DMing.
Yes.
Can you just kind of tell me things that you're kind of really excited about, things you wish to improve? Like, what are your final thoughts on DMing?
My final thoughts on DMing. That there's always room to grow. Honestly, that's what I'm taking from it. Like, I'm taking away from DMing that like it's not perfect, and that's okay as long as everybody had fun. And I feel that like I can take a lot of what I'm doing of like patience for myself, and I can apply it to real life. I know it sounds cheesy.
Very.
But it's the truth.
Good. Well, as your friend, I'm happy that you are trying to do the DMing thing. In all my time playing with you, I've really begun to enjoy your creative outlook on things, and so I'm excited, and I hope you stick with the journey. And
I do. I mean, I feel like
I'm ready to go to hell.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
And I want to lead you to hell.
I'm ready to go to hell.
And I want you to meet all the people that I have met in my mind.
I'm ready for all of your voices. I haven't been practicing, but it's on my to-do list to practice voices.
Oh yeah.
I've got a lot of things planned. So you practice yours.
Deckard Cain old man every time there's an old man.
Deckard Cain is classic. Okay. Diablo, primeval of the nine hells. That's what I'm gonna do when I get.
swear to God, I hope you sound like that when you're actually.
When I get old, I'm gonna be in the kitchen. I'm like, where's my muffins? Stay a while and listen.
Oh my God.
The butcher lives in the catacombs. Watch out for his.
The old man voice is what I hope he sounds like, and then when when he imitates himself drunk.
Oh, the drunk Mikey voice.
It's never what he really sounds like when he's actually drunk, and I wish I wish you sounded like the way you imitate yourself.
But I can. That came from one drunk night. That because I talked like that. I can't. Like
what?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry.
You put me on so much blast with all my voices, and you really can't do a drunk Mikey.
My favorite thing about like drunk Mikey was at Ren Fair, where it's like 1:30 in the morning, and he's out in the middle of the walkways playing with my lightsabers.
Dude, you weren't there. I was hammered, and I was
asleep.
I was.
Was I asleep?
It was a thunderstorm night.
Oh man. Yeah, Ben bought the lightsabers.
Oh, you're a moron. You sitting out there with electrical lightsabers, dude.
I was literally pointing. I have the power, and then there was a moment that it had dawned on me that I was being an idiot, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't be sticking this sword strap in the air.
No, you probably shouldn't, Mikey.
However, it was worth it. I was doing blue and red, so it looked like cops, and I was like, whoop whoop. It was really fun. I had a really good time. I like lightsabers.
Look, I wasn't DMing your life, so at that point, those rules don't apply.
That's fair.
The druid calls call lightning over and strikes Mikey down.
Oh my God. Maybe then.
Blue feathers
Maybe
ooh.
Oh my God. Mikey.
I was jumping around and spinning around. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun. I had a good time. Okay. Well, moving on.
Yeah.
We have another topic.
Oh, we do.
We have PAX West 2019 PAX Prime. It's a thing that's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
August 30th to September 2nd.
Oh, okay. We're talking more about that. What are we talking about?
We talked about the official D&D.
Yes.
Also going to be
the official D&D is going to be playing an amazing Acquisitions Incorporated base game.
The adventure that you got to run for
I got to
Ben
just for our little niche. Two of the people at my table were the actual DMs that are going to be DMing at the event, which is Ben and
Ben's
Josh.
doing it. I'm doing it. You're running HQ.
I'm running HQ there.
So.
And then oh no, there's an Amber Alert. That's unfortunate.
They're going to have 14 tables. The adventures are supposed to be around 90 minutes long. How long did your adventure run? 90 minutes.
About 90 minutes, yeah. It was about 90 minutes.
And there's 2 adventures, so it's replayable. Is it replayable, or is there just 2 adventures?
There's 2 adventures. So there's a first one, and then there's the second part to it.
Okay.
It leads. They connect.
Okay.
But you can play it as many times as you freaking want. I mean,
metagame it. Play it twice.
No, there's pre-gens, so you can't overpower it because you have to. Well, during the weekend, you guys did. They played their own characters that they had AL rules on, but this is not an AL game.
No, that's right. PAX Prime.
You will be playing pre-generated characters.
It's pre-generated character. It's not AL legal. You don't get any special AL rewards.
No.
And it's in room 302 and 303. And we thought that was silly. And a lot of people thought it was silly that there was going to be no Adventures League at PAX. So what did we do?
We brought Adventures League
We're doing it.
PAX. Actually, we were approached.
Yeah, that's fair. We can't take all the credit.
We can't. No.
Library of Alexandria.
Who is at every freaking con every freaking time.
Yes.
Like, I don't know
they bring the
how
party.
they do it. I don't know how they do it.
They bring the party.
Every freaking con, they're there.
Yeah.
Every single one.
So,
I mean, I don't know how they do it.
So they approached us and they offered us the opportunity to run some AL games. So we have 4 tables.
Wait, stop. You hear that? There's a truck somewhere outside. First I was going to say it's trash pickup, but today is not Friday.
Cindy, what's happening right now?
There's voices outside.
There's noises outside. What's in that beer? Oh my god.
Okay, continue.
Library of Alexandria approached us. They offered us some space. We have 4 tables. We will be running some AL. We've got a huge lineup.
Wait, what are we playing?
Glipdak.
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 They're all CCCs. It's Glipdak 0101, 0102, 0103, 0201. That's a lot of
That's
numbers.
a lot of glips.
That's a lot of glippins.
That's a lot of Glippensteins, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
It was written by I.M. Pace and William Beers. Fantastic writing. I'm a huge fan. The adventure, I think, is pretty unique. It'll be a lot of fun. So if you are looking to play some AL, space is limited.
It's not, yeah, we don't have a very big area. There's not a lot of tables.
No. We might protest and see about getting more tables.
I doubt it.
What? I protest. Do you know how I protest?
I drink.
Deal. So come by, check us out. Ben's going to be there. I'll be there. Josh will be there. Cindy's going to be doing the Cindy thing.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Cindy thing is probably the best way to put it.
Some of the things.
Yeah.
We will also be playing our CCCs that we wrote, volunteering at the Moonsea Fair. So if you didn't get a chance to come by the Washington Midsummer Renaissance Fair, that's okay. You can come by.
You have
PAX.
another opportunity.
Yes. There are, it's multiple 1-hour scenario bits in the same thing. It's replayable. It was really fun. We had a great turnout over the week. The month.
Let's just not do what Zet did, though. Let's not go up to my son and be like, "Are you the boy
Oh my god.
who's on that game?" Because I made you weep. I made you fall to your knees. I said, Zet, chill.
Stop it.
That's my kid.
He's just shouting at a child.
Yeah, and Zeke just...
Oh yeah, DC just said he'll be there. He'll be DMing for us.
Oh, that's right.
We
will.
pulled in the
This is the
retired league.
this is the ancient red dragon. This is Lord DT, who's coming by. Is gonna run some games.
Wait. Are you coming up with the button-up shirt, or are you coming up with the soccer tee?
It's a soccer tee.
Well, we never know.
It depends on if he's coming from work or not.
Well, I mean...
I thought he was like Superman. He's got a soccer tee underneath.
It's underneath everything.
The soccer tee's always there. It's tattooed on his soul.
It's not a shirt at all. It's just a full body tat.
And it just emanates itself outside of him.
Wow, that just looks really nice. You know, the color on that's really vibrant. You know.
It's my soul.
Thanks.
Football. That's right. It's not soccer. It's football, and not your American football, but football.
Also, Norse Foundry is
Not
going to be. Norse Foundry will be at PAX Adventures and Adversaries. Check them out. They have minis, all sorts of goodies. We'll assault them as well to get some
We're gonna
stuff.
assault them.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if that's gonna get us far.
We're gonna raid them.
We're gonna raid them. Raiding is less threatening than assault.
Yeah. No, rating still. I mean, I guess now.
Fritz, that's a good question. How do you sign up to play? Well, due to our limited space and our stuff, it'll be day of. So if you come by the Library of Alexandria, which will be at the Hyatt Regency, room 301, you show up about. I think we're going to be doing hourly crazy nonsense.
I think what he wants to know is if there's going to be after-hour stuff, which there will be.
Oh, there will be after-hour stuff.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the main floor closes at 6 and we're going to midnight.
Yeah, we're playing till midnight every night.
I think but you have to show up though, right? There's no like pre-sign up for that.
No, you'll have to show up, come by. We'll tell you the times, and then we go for it.
You know, the same song and dance at every one of these huge annoying cons. Come and talk to sign up to have to leave.
Come
and
and meet me in person to run the game. You see?
Oh, Theo.
Fritz
Yeah.
has the goblin that tried to set off an entire forest on fire.
Was he successful?
It was meant during Nor.
Oh no!
Oh,
Okay. Perfect. And that's pretty much all of the kind of the news and the updates.
Yes.
So we've got beer to drink. Well, we
I
put
got
up posters.
tacos too to eat.
We have tacos to eat, beer to drink. More. We put up posters. There's stuff.
First did want to know if Skeletor is sick.
Oh, Skeletor. Well, Skeletor
Looks
went.
like he's pumping iron right now. Looks like he's fucking.
The angle that we got, it looks like with the backdrop that like stuff's projecting.
Oh, does it? Does it really? You see, Skeletor went out and partied and had some bottles of champagne.
Don't insult him, dude. He's
I'm
over there
just letting you
pushing
know.
up, dude. He's got push-ups, man.
Champagne isn't liquor, okay?
Don't
Champagne is
embarrass
sweet
him.
bubbly, okay? No one can hold down sweet bubbly.
Look at those thighs, dude. Look at that thickness. That's delicious.
Say that again.
The thickness.
Say it one more time.
Skeletor's thickness.
I love you, dude. I freaking love you, man. Alright, cut it off, dude. Just cut the stream. We're done here, dude.
I don't have much confessions. I think you like
Extrapolated?
Yes.
Exfoliated?
All the dirt out of me, yeah. Exfoliate is a good one too, dude.
I like
You came and just exfoliated my mouth.
Skeletor is thick.
He is. Look at those thighs.
He's got.
Those are some nice thighs.
You gotta see his like behind the knees on the
Oh.
action figure. It looks
Yeah.
weird.
That's a much more attractive Skeletor than I remember when I was a child.
Oh, that's Chibi Skeletor face. It's very adorable. We've got scary Skeletor.
I wish I
face.
could talk about the boxers that I bought.
The
The
what?
Cleric. Master of the Bone Zone is what it says.
What?
Yes.
What?
It says Master of the Bone Zone, and in the back it's got a little chibi Skeletor with his staff, and he's got it up on his crotch. He's
Oh my god.
He's like looking over at you, like, yeah. I said, I'll take a pair of those.
You're fired. Oh, Zulus is gonna have 2 locations at PAX. Oh, shout out to Zulus. They've been a big support to us.
I love you, Zulu.
Ugh.
Oh.
You'll see Zulus when you come to PAX. Say hello, please.
No, we gotta go to them because they're probably gonna be very busy with 2 locations.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll have to come by and be like,
Hey, it's good to see you guys.
I'm power walking. Hi. Power walk back.
Who's gonna be at the booth though?
Who's gonna be at the
It's gonna be
booth?
like
I don't know because they got 2 locations at PAX and their store.
Are they gonna bring their food though?
Oh, probably not.
I just realized something.
What did you?
I'm hungry, and all I'm thinking about is food.
I'm starving right now.
Yeah, I feel that.
I don't think that's why I could concentrate about DMing.
That's because you're
First
hungry.
it was my neck. Now
then-
it's my stomach.
Do you have more? Of
I
this
mean,
stuff?
I can keep drinking that, but I don't think that's a smart idea.
It's a great idea. It's only 5%.
I mean, I know it's 5:00 somewhere.
That's true.
Yeah, in New York.
I actually like
See,
this.
then I'm drinking with the homies in
That's
New
cute.
York.
Who do you remember? Who did the artwork on this?
Dave.
Who?
Dave
Dave.
was his name. Yeah,
Oh, swag.
I can't remember his last name, but Dave was we met him there.
Oh, was he the guy with the camera?
He's the guy with the tattoos, on his
tattoos?
head. On his head, yes.
He was pretty cool.
Dave. I think I was drunk and I called him Dab. I'm sorry.
She was
if you're
like,
watching this.
she was like, "Hey, how's it going?"
I think I was like Dab, because I remember it was spelled DAB, and my brain being as intoxicated as it was like Dab. It's totally Dab. No, it's Dave. And I realized that as I was laying in bed, I'm like, wow, you're a moron. And he answered too. Didn't correct me. I felt like such a fool.
He probably gets that all the time.
No, he doesn't. Who gets Dave to Dab?
He's probably like, yeah, they call me.
Who
like,
gets
the
Dave
dad.
to Dab? I don't know. Maybe me, homie. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But honestly, I realized that, and I was like, why didn't Mikey correct me? Because I don't think Mikey realized it. And no, you didn't.
I didn't even know his name. He introduced himself,
Dave.
and I was like,
I was like, Dave. He's like, no, Dave, D-A-B. And I was like, oh, got it. Dad.
Dad. Now I'll never forget that. I'm just going to shout for him if I see him at PAX.
What are you going to shout?
Dad!
No. You're wrong. You're wrong, Mikey.
No.
You're wrong.
No, dude.
It's Dave.
Carne asada, dude.
It's Dave. Well, I think it's time for us to say goodbye to all our company.
Yes. Thank you guys for sticking around.
M-I-K-E-Y. Mikey. Mikey.
Cindy can't comprehend.
No, I was singing a song and you ruined it now.
Oh, sorry. Start it again.
No, it's too late. Did you even recognize, or are you that young?
That young.
No, start singing.
Wow. I
What?
was singing the lyrics to a song that we don't have copyrights of, and you just ruined it.
You were singing.
I was kind of rapping it in my own kind of white Hispanic girl manner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about your outfit, dude. Tell me about your cholo.
I don't. You know what?
Tell me.
When outfits are picked out, don't get talked about.
Tell me why I didn't have no overall talk today. Like, oh hey Mikey, we're gonna wear overalls today.
Look at.
No, dude. No, dude. Carne asada. Tell me about it, dude.
You got me.
Tell me about the sweater.
Wait. I want to say. How do I pronounce it? Silidor. Silidor got me.
No, that's not Daniel.
I don't know. Daniel's like
Salsito.
something Salcido.
Yes.
We won't put their identities on blast.
Who?
Silidor.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Anywho.
my outfit is on point.
Well, you walked in here today and you had an accent.
I said I look like a chola from LA because
Yeah.
that's where I was from, and this is kind of how I dressed as a kid, and now I look like one again.
Oh, that's the other.
There was zero enthusiasm for that. That's okay.
It's another BC.
It's another Ben.
Oh, babe, I know what bed that is.
Oh!
What's up, Holmes? See, look at that. It's just coming out of me because of the overalls.
Okay, me.
You're lucky I didn't wear hoop earrings today.
No, you're lucky, me.
No, you are lucky.
Oh, okay. Well, can we go get tacos now? Can we go get tacos now?
Can we get tacos?
We're gonna go get tacos. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know we've already said goodbye. Now we're gonna say goodbye for real.
Yeah, we're gonna say goodbye. And as we come to an end of hashtag
Summer of RPG 2019,
we'll talk about what the next hashtag is gonna be and what we're gonna be doing next.
Hashtag Mikey Special.
Because I don't even think we know. I know we talked about some fitness stuff, and I think that's
Took you
important.
4 months to finally say it together properly.
No,
Hey.
we killed it one time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did kill it one time.
We were like, hashtag summer.
God, man, give us some fucking credit.
That was the moment. I felt like there was an energy there, Ben.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
And you know what happened?
She yelled at me.
She got hungry. And it's all your fault.
And now I'm even hungrier.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
You got 10 seconds of buys.
10 seconds of buys. Au revoir, enchanté.
Adios.
Adios.